Hi guys, Jack here. Today we're going to be looking at a lot of hand-eye coordination and target practice. Now we're going to be using a lot of things that are from your house, anywhere that you can find them. You can use different things, but we're giving you some ideas. Now obviously I'm not in a house, I'm in a big space, but the whole point is you can do this in your house, you can do it in your garden, you can do it just somewhere in a space in your home. So for the ball or the objects, we're going to be using socks. So I've got my bright coloured socks here, nice and easy. And we're going to be using some targets. So we've got some cups that we've stacked up, some plastic cups. We've got some books that we're using, and we're going to be using sort of pillows and things that we can throw at and aim for. So if you can think of other things, use them. If not, brilliant. Right guys, so the first thing that we are going to look at is rolling. We're going to look at trying to roll a sock or a ball, if you've got one, towards a target. So we're going to start aiming for our cups. We've got a stack of cups, all right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my knees. Now, the way that this works is I don't want you to be sat on your feet. I want you to be up on your knees. Now, if you're closer, it's easier to hit the targets. So I've got four chances of trying to knock this tower down, okay? But I'm going to have a couple of goes first, and I'm going to miss purposely to show you what you shouldn't be doing, okay? So if you're sat like this, you can't swing your arm because you're going to hit the floor. What you need to do is you need to be up so that you can use your arm as a pendulum, okay? So it rocks backwards and forwards. Now, you need to be releasing it just in front of your body. If you release it high up, it's just going to go up and over. So if I do that, it goes up and over. A little bit of a problem, okay? So what we need to do, on top of our knees, arm by our side, nice target. But if I'm not throwing my hand towards the target and it's going that way, it's going to miss. Okay? So you need to be aiming. So use your other hand to aim. So now I've got a target and now can I have a go? Yes. Now I've got one more. Now can I finish it off and knock the rest of it down? Yes. Brilliant. Have a go. Hope you had a go at that. Make sure you pause it so that you get the chance to practice it before you move on to the next. So, we're going to move on to this one. We're going to just show you another way of doing this. So you can have another practice, but with a different angle, a different chance to have a go, maybe move further back. So I'm starting a little bit further back now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into my same position again, down on my knees, arm by my side, so that I can now aim for the books, okay? Now they're stood upright, so hopefully, if you throw it hard enough, they should fall over. I need to point, I need to aim, use my arm as a pendulum, and have a go. Yes, 2 down. So, now we're aiming for the other 2, but what I could do is I could move over to this angle, so it's a little bit more challenging because it's now at a different angle towards the books. So I'm now going to have another go. Oh, missed. So, now, this is where we have another practice, because I wasn't aiming properly, okay? So I'm going to go a bit closer, but I'm going to go at a different sort of angle. So now I'm aiming, down low, have a go. Nice. Have a go, pause it, make sure you have a go, and then we'll move on to the next one. Hope you had a good challenge at trying to bowl the ball and try and knock down some targets. Okay, so we're going to move on to some underarm throwing. Now, it is exactly the same as bowling, because if you think about doing that motion when you're on the floor, you're doing that motion for underarm throwing, okay? And you have to do the same thing with your other arm, so you have to point it in the direction that you're aiming for. Right? So we've got 3 different targets at different heights, and we're going to show you what you can do, okay? So we're going to aim for the pillow on the floor. Now, we need to do the exact same thing, but this time we've got to work on our lower body as well, so we need to bend our knees a little bit, okay? Now, if you really want, you can step forward so that you've got a nice little base. What you're going to do is you're going to point your arm towards the target, and you're going to use that arm, that motion of trying to throw and hit the target. Now, if you release it high up, again, it's going to go up and over. So you need to aim for it. So we don't want to release it here. We want to release it just in front of our body, so it lands on the pillow. Now, I'm only human, so I like this. Okay? But have a go, all right? So watching. So I'm in this position. I'm pointing at the target. Nice underarm throw. Easy enough. Okay? So we're starting with that on the floor, but then we can move to a target that's higher up. Now you can use a sofa, you can use something that's a little bit more higher up, like a little table, a coffee table, something like that. whatever you've got. Use your steps if you need to. Go up a couple of steps. Okay? So same again, in this position. Now it's a little bit higher up, so if I release it just in front of me, it's going to go down low. Not good enough. So we need to release it a little bit higher in front of us so it goes up and down onto the pillow. Here we go. Nice and easy. Now, final one we've got is our cups on our table again. So now this should be about waist height for me, but it'll probably be about head height for you, because you're only little. So, you've got to have another go. Now, what we need to do is, if we release it low, it's going to go down low. So we need to aim a little bit higher again. So, I'm in this position, pointing, my knees are bent, and I have a go. Brilliant. Pause it, have a go, set something up. Good luck. Well done on the last challenge. Moving on to the next one, okay? So we're going to look at some catching, okay? So, what we're going to be doing is you're going to be learning how to catch, and we have a saying that we use, and it's called nest to chest. So what you have to do is you have to make a nest with your hands. So that means you join your little fingers and the sides of your hands together like this, and you spread your fingers and thumb out. So that is your nest, okay? And now when the ball or the socks that you've got or whatever you throw in lands in it, you close your hands around it and you bring it to your chest. So the saying is nest to chest. So I've got my socks, and so when the socks land in it, close my hands around, nest to chest. So what I want you to have a go at is throwing. Now we're going to use an underarm throw, like we have done, but we throw with one hand and we catch with two. So we're going to throw, but we're not going to release it forward, we're going to release it up. Okay? So it's going to go up, and you're going to land it, close it, bring it to your chest, so it's nest to chest. We're going to do that 5 times. 4, 5. Okay? So you've now had a go. You can swap hands to make it a little bit harder. Try it, see what you think. If you haven't paused it, make sure you do, because we're moving on to the next one, okay? So, for this one, we need parents involved. So what you're going to do is you're going to stand ready with your nest like this, and you've got to try and catch what your parents throw towards you, okay? So they might just throw it straight at you so you can catch it, or they might throw it to the sides to make it a little bit challenging. But we're just going to start with first one straight at me. So I'm ready with my nest to chest. Nice and easy, okay? So we're going to do another one, all right? So we're now here. Now he's going to throw it to one side, so I'm going to get ready and move to it. Caught it. Got one more, all right? So he's now going to might throw it to the other side. Brilliant. Have a go. Right, guys. Last little challenge, we're going to put it all together. So you've just had a go at underarm throwing, some catching and some rolling or sliding along the floor. Now the sliding along the floor was to build you up to your underarm throwing, and then we've done a bit of catching as well, where we've worked with a pair or a partner and you've been catching what's been thrown to you. Now what you're going to do is you're going to catch the thing that's been thrown to you from your parent or whoever's throwing to you, and then you're going to turn and try and throw to a target, okay? So here we go. So I'm now making my nest, getting ready. As he throws it, I catch it, bring it to my chest. Now I've got to turn. I get my arm out, got my foot ready, and I've got to try and land it on the target. Nice and easy. So he might make it a little bit more difficult now and throw it in a different direction. So I'll move, catch it, turn, throw it off the backboard onto the target. Here we go, final one. Oh, bit of a high one. Had to move. Get into position. I'm going to go a little bit further back, get into position. Nice underarm throw, land it on the target. Have a go.